Good evening, Keystone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the May 14th voting session for the school board. May we please have a flag salute followed by a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so very much. Roll call, please, for attendance.
Dr. Baldino?
Here.
Ms. Bohart?
Here.
Mr. Shear?
Here.
Ms. Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Here.
Mr. Scott?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Wykoff?
Here.
9 members present.
Wonderful, thank you. May I have a motion, please, to approve the agenda as presented?
Elizabeth, should I say something?
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Let's hold that moment, please.
I just wanted to tell everybody that I've been to all the concerts that I could do the last week.
Yes.
The concerts were fantastic. I did not make the Bucktail last night, but I heard about it. I was at the one down here. And I just want to say all these kids that are doing that are fantastic. I'm not a jazz person, and I sat and was even sitting there doing the bebop in our concert, so it was good.
That's great.
So hands down, these kids are doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, their arts are good.
And real quick, this is just a quick praise, an email that was sent to the fourth grade Liberty Curtain class field trip to Philadelphia. Somebody wrote back and said, good morning. I hope this is the correct elementary school because I wanted you to know how respectful and polite your fourth graders were on the recent trip to Franklin Institute on Friday, May 8th. I was there with another school and couldn't get over your students waiting their turn and using excuse me to get through. Whatever you and your facility staff are doing to develop such courteous and self-controlled young people, please keep it up. It did not go unnoticed. Wishing you a great end of your school year, Cindy. So I just wanted to sing praise to them that went out there. They did a really good job staying together and acting polite and courteous. So I thought that was awesome.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Is that Liberty Curtain?
Yeah, the fourth graders.
That should go to the principal.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely.
Good idea. Okay, action item A4. Do we have an approval of the agenda as presented, please?
I approve it.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Action item, executive sessions. We had in executive session, May 7th from 10:03 PM to 10:17 PM to discuss interim superintendent strategies. And on May 14th, today, prior to this meeting from 6 o'clock to 6:09, excuse me, we talked about the Woodward Township zoning issue. Thank you so much. One of my favorites, B1 Bucktail Middle School, High School, please introduce yourself. You have the floor.
Hello, I'm Caitlin Pulaski. Good evening. April is full of spring energy with a very successful softball season. The team is moving on to district playoffs with a hopeful chance of making it into states. The Bucktail baseball team ended their season with a record of 4-15. A few Bucktail students competed in the Heiner Challenge Trail. We had a great time and hope to do it again next year. Central Mountain hosted a summit on the mountain with Bucktail student government. There were some excellent points made, and hopefully we will see some change after we talked about how to solve the problems we are having. We are very grateful for all the people that met with us, including the district attorney, Angela Harding, upper administration, and KCSD, and a few board members. Thank you. At the summit on the mountain, we discussed school-wide wants or concerns like having students maintain courtyards, paper versus pencil schoolwork, and discipline within the school. On May 13th, the school hosted a band and choir concert and an art exhibit showing the community all the hard work the students have been putting into the clubs and elective classes. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Action item C1, hearing of visitors. Please, on board docs, it gives a brief explanation, and we ask 4 minutes per speaker, please. We listen to you. This is not a board engagement, and we will reflect on your words later. Our secretary will let you know when you're getting close to 4-minute threshold. I'm going to go in the order as presented to me. We have McKenna Bisman online. McKenna?
No,
No, she's here.
Oh,
Right here.
McKenna Bisman. I'm so sorry. I thought it was, okay, no, we're good. Sorry, McKenna.
you go, McKenna, we got you.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, I hope you guys are having a good evening. I was really hoping not to have to come to another meeting and make a public comment, but here I am. I want to start off by saying that even when the situation we are in right now is unbelievable and outrageous, I've seen that you brought up the idea of being compensated for your position on the board. That is absolutely ridiculous to me. You want to take away so much from the school, the students, and the teachers, but want to receive a reward for saying yes or no every second Thursday of the month. And trust me, I know it's not just that, but right now it really seems like it. The community needs to see your effort and want to bring the district out of the budget deficit. You can't just respond back to our complaints with yes, we understand. You need to show us that you were trying. Get community outreach, come talk to us. We shouldn't be the ones to plan these things. You guys are the ones in the hot seats. We need to see you putting in the effort to solve difficult situations and have the difficult conversations or make the difficult decisions for this district. Something that I've wanted to mention since I heard it was the board, wanting to attend a conference. And I'm not sure what the conference was. I didn't really look too much into it, but you wanted it to be paid for by the district. And with the situation we are in right now, that was a little ridiculous to me. But if there's a reason, I support it. Finally, the reason I'm here tonight, music education. I just performed at my last high school band concert last night and saw one of you there. One that talked to me. One that made a connection. Thank you, Rich. We really appreciate it. That's one way to show you care, and we thank you for that. If you don't show up for these kids, then they won't be on your side. I am extremely disappointed in the amount of effort that has been shown from the boards towards the kids. Public schools need the access to a decent music and physical education to thrive in life. Having access to music and physical education, even before middle school, has impacted my life greatly. The possible furloughs may just seem like removing another position, but this would have a major impact on Bucktail's program and school. If that happens, I promise you all, people will not be very happy. And I just wanted to say thank you for your time and just have a good evening.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
McKenna. Okay, now we're going to the virtual. Christy Smith. You have the floor.
Hi, board. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, take your time. Take it.
Hi, I am here today as a parent of students who attend Bucktail. I recently heard about the possibility of a furlough for some teachers there. I would just like to share with you guys that the teachers at Bucktail are so much more than just teachers. They go to sporting events, they go to special events, concerts, performances, and not only do they go, but they take their families. And they show up for these kids. I know my children, they feel seen, heard, and loved. And I'm sure I could speak for other parents stating that their children feel seen, heard, and loved. As small and tight-knit as Bucktail is, those teachers show our kids every single day just how important they are and how much their education is important to them. I hope that you guys reconsider or consider not voting to furlough students, as it would take a very bad toll on our children, as these teachers, specifically our physical education teachers and our music teachers, they are a vital part of our students' education because they are so much more. They're there when they need someone to talk to. They are there for check-in, check-outs. That is all I have. I'm sorry.
No, but deeply appreciated. Thank you very much, Crystal.
Thank
Okay. Virtual, please. Megan Hauser. You have the floor.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, thank you very much, Megan, please.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank everybody for allowing me to speak virtually this evening. I didn't want to miss my son's baseball game, and so this has allowed me to do both things. Another thing I want to say before I start is that I see a lot of red, a lot of bucktail red in that room, and I am so proud of my neighbors and community for showing up to fight for this school. The reason I wanted to talk tonight is I wanted to address the proposed furloughs of the music and physical education teacher at Bucktail. Over the past several days, I have received countless communications from parents, community members, and residents who are angry, heartbroken, and deeply frustrated by these proposed cuts. And frankly, I share those exact sentiments with them. Our students in Renovo have already lost so much over the years. We are watching opportunities continue to disappear while our community is repeatedly asked to accept less and less for our children. At some point, enough has got to be enough. Music and physical education are not extras. They are not luxuries. These programs help our students build confidence, discipline, creativity, teamwork, and healthy habits. Many of our students, these is where they feel successful. They feel connected and motivated to continue to come to school. Not every child thrives the same way in a traditional classroom setting. Some students find their passion in music. I think of Makata Bisman, who spoke a few minutes ago, who was a shining example of an excellent young woman who has really obtained a lot and achieved so much in music, and that was Bucktail helped her do that. Some find belonging and confidence through physical education and athletics. I can tell you, my kids are those kids. Like physical education, that's their favorite class, right? When we remove these opportunities, we are not just cutting positions. We are taking away experiences that shape children's lives. I want to ask you sincerely, have the students of the Renovo area not had enough taken away already? The furlough decisions that y'all are debating are going to have long-term consequences for our students, for our school, and our community. Once these programs and opportunities disappear, it will be next to impossible for us to rebuild them. I want to urge this board to reconsider these furloughs and to fight for equitable opportunities for Bucktail students. Our children should not continue paying the price through reduced programming and fewer opportunities. I want to make one thing very clear as I'm nearing the end of my time. The Renovo community, the people, your neighbors in Western Clinton County, care deeply about our students and our teachers. We are all paying attention. We are speaking up, and this community will not be silenced or minimized when it comes to protecting opportunities for our kids. Please do the right thing and do not vote for furloughs of Bucktail teachers. Chris Scaff mentioned earlier about how impressed he was with the musical events, the concerts that he's attended. And he mentioned the Bucktail one and the amazing things he heard. That would not happen without the music. And we have one. We have one that is making that happen. Abby Novak, and she is amazing. We have one. I need you to remember that. If you vote for furloughs of Bucktail teachers, that's just another chink in the armor of our community, and it will lead to disastrous impacts. And I think if you vote yes for the furloughs for Bucktail teachers, you are complicit. That's everything I have for this evening. And again, I appreciate the time and opportunity to speak.
Thank you very much, Megan, and good luck at the game tonight. We're in person now, please, with Martin Lewis. Please, come up and take a seat. Whenever you're ready, Martin.
Hello. So some of you here may recognize me already, but for those that don't, my name is Martin Lewis. I'm a 2025 graduate of Bucktail High School. I'm an alum of the Bucktail Band Program. And formerly, during my junior and senior year, I was also the student government president. So recently, especially recently, I've been pretty involved with the school board and district. But also, even now that I'm at college, I'm also keeping a close eye on the district and the board still. With all that being said, as you can guess, all of us have recently heard word of the furloughs that are being voted on today, and most concerningly that 2 of them are coming from the Bucktail campus. Bucktail already operates on the bare minimum. In my time in student government, you may recall that we explored moving away from a block schedule. Kind of the final answer I heard for that was that we didn't have the staffing to switch back to the old schedule as we've reduced numbers since I was in 7th grade. I'm honestly not sure where else there can be cuts done at Bucktail. We are about as few teachers as we can while still providing a good education. We've lost a lot, especially even since I've been in like middle school. But one of these furloughs that I was especially concerned about was the furlough of our newly hired music teacher. As a band alum, this is appalling and concerning to me. Already, as you heard before, we operate with just 1 full-time music teacher on our campus. She runs the entire high school program, as well as all of the music classes that go along with it for both middle and high school. She dedicates a massive amount of her time into building and growing our small program, which has faced numerous setbacks. As a volunteer, I have personally witnessed the hard work and dedication she's put into the program as a new teacher and director, and the huge impact she has had on so many students. Our elementary music teachers are currently rotating between many different buildings, Renovo being one of them. The last number I've heard is that the teacher is there 1 day per week. So picking up the workload of the high school director is not something realistic for the rest of our music staff, meaning that removing her would likely toll a death knell for the music program. Any furlough from our school is beyond reason to me, but this one especially. We have demonstrated previously that with consistent effort, our programs here can easily grow and expand and provide a valuable asset to many students and the communities. Music is a foundation of people's lives. We have said time and time again how music and music programs consistently improve academic performance for students. I can personally back this up. Many times through high school and even now in college, music has been a major motivator for me, and quite literally all of my closest relationships right now have been formed through music. This decision is beyond just numbers and finances. This decision impacts people's lives and impacts the students directly. Furloughs in the schools, which directly affect the students and will completely or mostly cut programs, cannot be our first option. I ask you to please reconsider these furloughs and look at other options. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Martin. Thank you.
Thanks, Martin.
We have Melinda Lewis.
Good evening. I'm Melinda Lewis, and I'm here before you to really think about the voting tonight on furloughs. It's become knowledge that Bucktail would be losing 2 teachers. One of these teachers is our music teacher. She has put her heart and soul into teaching, and I've seen how determination of these kids has grown and grown as the years go on. They become better and better and get a feeling of, I can do this. I did this. This is her first year with our district. What kind of message would it send to prospective teachers if we vote tonight to lay her off already in a time of teacher shortages? Sending the message that we will pull the rug out from under you is going to make the Keystone Central School District look undesirable. I know many may feel this is simply about the money and we need to make all these cuts to fix everything. We should instead focus on continuing to put the pressure where it really needs to be, on Harrisburg. Little by little, state funding increases, but we need to see that this is not enough to support schools. A modern world with things like health insurance constantly climbing and old buildings showing their age and needing more costly repairs in a never-ending cycle. I agree that there needs to be more oversight with spending, as we may have seen it firsthand at Bucktail in the past. We saw our gym floor needing replacement. Then the contractor messed up the replacement, and the same company has contracted again to fix it, and it came out of our pocket. And even after that, the floor is still not proper. We saw a former principal signing off on building renovations that weren't even properly completed yet, and we are stuck with the mess now. But I watch the meetings and I see the small progress that is being made, and I think that Sam Hoy is doing a great job and we should show him support. But there is still so much to be done, and voting also for no tax raise really worries me that we will lose control of our schools in the state, and more teachers and students will be affected. Please think about how you vote tonight and what affects your decisions truly are. Thank you.
Thank you, Melinda. Lindsay Kalbach, please.
Good evening. 34 years ago, my parents took a chance on this community. Today, I'm asking you to take a chance on us. When I was 6 years old, my parents decided to uproot our entire family from Reading, Pennsylvania, to move here. They saw the value in raising their children in a small community that had endless opportunities. They took a chance, setting aside their fear of the unknown, and they invested in this community. I am here today as an educator, a taxpayer, and most importantly, an aunt to 4 students, one who has graduated from this district, 2 currently enrolled in this district, and 1 who will become a student in this district within the next 2 years. For 34 years, I've walked these halls. First as a student at Sugar Valley, Bald Eagle Nittany, and Central Mountain High School, and now as an educator at Bucktail High School. I've watched this district shape me, and now I watch it shape our students. I see my young self in so many of them, trying to find their place in the world and prepare for their futures. Our students have access to incredible opportunities here. They perform in our drama productions, they march in our bands, they lead our clubs and organizations. These experiences teach them collaboration, resilience, and confidence. They help our students discover who they are and who they want to become. When we lose people, our students lose these opportunities. I also see myself in so many of my colleagues, dedicated people who choose this profession not for the paycheck, but for the purpose. Each employee of this district is invested in the future of the children that graduate from Keystone Central. We function as one unit, and we cannot afford to continue to lose valued employees that dedicate their lives to the success of our children. So over the past few years, as people retire or resign, I've seen the rest of us bear the weight of the workload left behind. Our jobs require us to smile when times are troubling, persevere when the workload seems too much to bear, covering classes we weren't scheduled for, grading papers well into the evening, staying late for those students who need that extra help. We ignore stress when it creeps in day after day, and we constantly worry when we see our students struggling. We do this together, but we often suffer in silence, quietly. Each employee sitting here tonight could name a student who is their reason for staying in this career. We will continue to show up and give everything we have because we believe in our students and the future of our community. But we cannot do this alone. We need you to invest in us the way my parents invested in this community 34 years ago. Support us, stand with us, help us ensure that families like mine continue to see the value in choosing Keystone Central. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Lindsay. Kelly Day, please, you have the floor.
Thank you. Good evening, Board. Dr. Redmond. My name is Kelly Day, and I'm a resident of Clinton County. Before I begin, I want to thank each of you for taking the time to listen thoughtfully, to hear what this group has to say, to truly take it in and think hard about it in your reflection. The decision you're making today is directly impacting the lives of the families that live in Clinton County and the children who depend on us to prepare them for the future. I'm here tonight as a parent, asking you to stand by your previous decision and vote no on teacher furloughs, because nothing fundamental has changed. What has become clear is what these cuts look like in real classrooms. At Renovo Elementary, my daughter's first grade classroom has 21 students. The other first grade classroom has 21 students. And the single kindergarten classroom has 27. That's not a number on a spreadsheet. That is a room where one teacher is expected to manage behavior, deliver instruction, and meet individual needs for 27 new learners all at once. We know from decades of education research that smaller class sizes in early grades matter. They allow for individualized attention, stronger engagement, and better outcomes. Larger classes shift the focus from learning to basic classroom management. And approving furloughs will push classroom numbers even higher. That's not strengthening our district. That is weakening the foundation our youngest students are building on. We also need to talk about equity, because these cuts are not being applied evenly. The current plan targets Bucktail, Renovo, and Central Mountain Middle School, as I understand it, while Central Mountain High School is spared. That creates a double standard. At Bucktail and Renovo, removing a single teacher potentially eliminates an entire program. It also potentially means combining classes, combining grade levels to ensure that all children have a teacher. That means students lose access to coursework and opportunities that directly impact graduation and future readiness. Meanwhile, larger schools continue to offer broader in-person options. A student's zip code in Clinton County should not determine whether they get a classroom teacher or a computer screen as their alternative option. And while online learning has a role, we also know from research the results are mixed. Engagement, accountability, and outcomes depend heavily on the setting and the student. Removing in-person options entirely, especially in rural areas, creates real barriers. We should not be limiting opportunities for the students who already have the fewest. Finally, we have to address where the burden of these decisions is falling. By the district's own reporting, we've already lost 19 teacher positions through attrition and retirement. Those are 19 fewer professionals supporting students in classrooms today. And now we are considering additional forced furloughs, while families are being told that this is the only path forward. But classrooms are not the only places adjustments can happen. As enrollment declines, we should be asking whether all parts of the system are being evaluated equally. Right now, what families see is this: larger class sizes for younger students, fewer in-person course options for rural schools, and continued pressure placed directly on classrooms. That's not balance. That is concentration of impact. I want to be clear. This is not about resisting change. It's about making the right changes in the right places, protecting early learning environments, ensuring equitable access across schools, and keeping decisions centered on student outcomes, not just averages. This board recognized those concerns before when you voted no, and I'm asking you to stand by that decision again tonight. Protect our classrooms, protect our rural students, and protect the opportunities our children depend on. Please vote no on these teacher furloughs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have one remaining person on the list, please. Dan Heiser, please.
Hello, everybody, and I'll just introduce myself again so everybody knows. Again, I'm Dan Heiser. I'm from the Renova community, 5th, 6th grade math grade teacher I've been in the district for 24 years. Father, 2 kids at the high school, 1 at the elementary school. Graduate, my oldest son graduated, he's alumni here, coaching, I'm in it all, volunteering, deacon in the community, everything. And the one thing I'm going to start off with this is I've never been more proud of anything than this community behind me right now. These 3 young people that I taught, all 3 of them in school at a young age, to hear them stand up and speak like this is a beautiful thing. Speak with conviction and speak with their emotion that what they want to see happen. That's a hard thing to do sometimes in society. And then to hear the parents and the community and my colleagues come here and speak well and educated for what they see as a need in the Renova area. You know, and a lot of this is a difficult situation for all of you, and I greatly understand that. But the reality is what's been presented to you is understanding that in Renova, the idea is that one position changes a lot. Half a position changes a lot. And it affects the kids. And that's the one thing that kept getting said by everybody here, the kids, because that's what we're here for. You know, and the reality to me is like we look at the wall, our mission statement and our vision, we're supposed to be preparing these students for the future. And if we keep reducing the amount of staff in these buildings, that gets more and more difficult. Teachers are not afraid to pick up extra hats, but eventually it becomes too much because we want to give these kids every opportunity. And I just encourage all of you to listen to what was spoke tonight, from the kids to the parents to colleagues, even us as teachers. We're just asking you to really think about it, because moving one position to fill a position means that position came from somewhere. And the fear is that those positions are going to come from the smaller schools. And that is detrimental to the education, the programs, and the opportunity these kids are going to have to grow in society. I don't know all the answers. I don't have all the answers. But like I was here last time when we talked, I'm always willing to sit down and have a conversation for solutions to help this district move forward. Pick up the phone and call me, email me, we'll go out to coffee, I don't care. I could listen to all your board meetings. And the truth is, I sit here and I listen to everybody and I hear good ideas coming from everyone. This board has the opportunity to do something very, very great if we can put our opportunities together for these kids and these ideas. I encourage all of you to really take an idea of what's going to happen here, because the central part of education is what? Teachers. You have to have them. My oldest son, who is in college right now, his senior year, he exhausted every single elective at Bucktail. His senior year, he was forced to sit in the high school library and take third-party classes because there weren't any other opportunities left for in-person teaching. He taught himself his entire senior year. That's as a parent, I'm telling you this. And the reality is, if we look at cutting any more from Bucktail, I'm a little worried. My other children are coming through. If that happened to my oldest son, what's going to happen to my next kids? What opportunities are going to be there for them? I appreciate that all of you are listening, and I appreciate that all of you are really taking in consideration to do what's best for the kids in this community. I hope that all of you, take time to reflect on what was said here and know that the Bucktail area is very concerned. We do understand what you're doing, but we want to make sure that we protect our community and our children, because that's what means the world to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to section D1, Policy Committee.
April 8th, we had a policy committee meeting. We tabled 2 items on policy 002 and 005. We went over a whole slew of ARs. Had a good discussion. Got out of here in pretty decent time, made a lot of progress, and moved some stuff up till the meeting we had yesterday.
Seems
And,
like.
yeah. We're going to so many meetings, I can't keep up. But we're getting there. We're making some good choices and cleaning a lot of things up for everybody. That's it.
Thank you. And this agenda was set prior to the committee meeting. So Chair, we have on the docket a meeting for June 10th at 10
No.
o'clock.
if you look at it, it says there is no meeting on June, but we are going
That's-
to have one on June 10th.
Yep, that's what I,
Yeah, should we have
So-
to clean up before the end of the year?
yep. So there
And,
will,
if we need to have more meetings, why then the personnel or the policy committee will be implored to come to more, but what it says on board docs is not correct. We are having a June meeting to move forward.
okay.
That's it.
All right, thank you very much. We have section E, reports, information, discussion items, E 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those are non-voting items. We also discussed all of them at the work session.
Unless anybody has something they need to ask about, I would make a motion to pass section E altogether, 1 through 6.
Yes, with just a discussion item, we don't have to vote on it. So
Yeah.
we're okay. All right. Action item F1, board treasurer appointment. This is an annual. We need a motion, please, to move to appoint our treasurer, Joni McIntyre, who is also the business manager, effective June 1st to 26th for 1 year.
I make that motion.
Motion?
I second.
Any discussion? Open for debate? All those in favor say aye. Oh, let me repeat the motion. We have a motion on the floor and a second to appoint Joni McIntyre, the board treasurer, effective July 1st, 2026, for a period of 1 year to be renewed annually. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. We have F2, the PSBA Leadership Conference. This is out in the future. It's for informational purposes only. Would anyone like to make a comment about this, or do they want a motion to appoint anyone to go? Or do you want to just keep this for later, since it's so far up? Yes, please, Chris.
I'm in line with what McKenna said. I know not everybody goes, but I really don't see a need to spend the money to go to the Kalahari for a couple days for this. If we're asking other people to back off on spending, we need to do it also.
Thank you. Any
We
other
need to
comments?
set the example more or less.
Thank you. Any other comments for now? And this is all we have in October. Okay, thank you very much.
I've been to
Oh,
this
so sorry.
twice
Please.
and there were some useful meetings, so we have to consider that.
Yeah.
Something else came up in an email about a conference out of state someplace. I fully agree. We shouldn't be going to that.
Exactly.
But this one, this has been an expense before I was on the board, and it's there, and it's a place to interact with other board members and superintendents, and there are some very useful, programs. So I think there's no need to do anything tonight, but
No.
I don't think it should be written off.
Mhm.
I mean, there are other things we can save money on.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. The next item is, we've been through this, the tax sale. It's a recommendation to move the items on the agenda as presented. Do we have
Motion.
a second, please?
Second.
Second. Any discussion on the floor?
We can't do anything about it
Well-
anyway, so.
You still have a right to speak. Okay, discussion closed, please. Now this one, we do have to do a roll call vote. Okay, we have a motion on the floor to move the items as presented under item F3, the tax sale repository property bids. Roll call vote, please.
Dr. Baldino?
Yes,
Ms. Bohart?
Yes.
Mr. Shear?
Yes.
Ms. Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Scow?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Wyckoff?
Yes.
9 members, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Item F4, board compensation letter to PSBA. Before we speak on this, I would like just to make a clarifying statement. PSBA, Pennsylvania School Boards Association, every year we have an opportunity to send from the board something that we feel is important for them to take to Harrisburg. The compensation is not a recommendation. It was tasked to bring information to the table. These are things other board members have brought up repeatedly to PSBA, and it seems to be a hot topic for other school districts. It's for informational purposes only. This board is tasked with whether or not they would like to send a letter, and if so, what topic. 2 items were presented, one that other school districts are speaking about across the state for many years, and the other one is unfunded mandates. So, would the board like to send a formal letter to PSBA for them to consider whether or not they will even put on their agenda to take to the legislators in 2026, 2027? Yes, you have the floor.
Okay.
Jason.
I would recommend we strike the first option selection.
Okay.
Just as a matter of principle, I think I explained to you. Yeah. So, and we keep, I keep the second one, obviously. So,
And the second one is?
unfunded mandates.
Okay.
That's listed here in the document.
Okay. Any other discussion on the item?
I would agree with that.
Mhm.
I think that it would be both inappropriate and frankly immoral. We took a volunteer job.
Mhm.
You have the option of resigning if it gets to be too much.
Yep.
We shouldn't be asking for compensation. The unfunded mandates, sure, let's give it a shot. Yeah, the legislature's going to ignore us, but it's worth a try.
Any other discussion? Okay, so may I have a motion, please, to move that we will send, we will have a letter drafted by the school secretary in coordination with administration on unfunded mandates,
Motion.
listing potentially 1 or 2 unfunded mandates that are the most expensive for our school district.
Mhm.
I would like, I don't think we should even get that specific. It should be a
Okay.
generic letter that
Mhm.
unfunded mandates, and perhaps we should include in the letter that, what was it, Frank, 2.6, our costs increased and they gave us 0.6% or something. Am I getting close on the numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But again, they're going to ignore it, but at least
It doesn't
if
have
you
to
start to
be-
get, if you get specific, they're going to come up with arguments why it doesn't matter instead of the general thing.
Okay, so would someone like to make a motion, please? Someone like to make the motion?
I already did.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Okay, so it's moved on the floor to send a letter to PSBA on unfunded mandates. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Beautiful. That's our board. Okay, we have policy, G10, transportation, second read. We are going to,
We have to table it because it's not listed right on the agenda.
okay, where it will be placed on the work session, agenda for June. Thank you very much. We have H1 through 10, all of our meetings with administration.
Motion to approve all of them on H 1 through 10.
Second.
So we have a motion on the floor and a second. Any debate? Floor is closed. All those, we have a motion on the floor to move the minutes as presented in H 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. J1, proposed general fund budget. Do we have a motion on the floor to approve the budget and at what tax percent?
Clarify that again? What tax percent? I
We
thought there
don't
was
have
one
to
motion.
really do that till next month.
Oh, it's, okay.
No, you need to approve it you need to approve the proposal this month so Joni can
Oh,
start.
the proposal.
Yes.
Yep, thank you, Claire.
Yeah, she can change it if we have to.
The finance committee. Mm-hmm. Do we have do we have a motion on the floor to move
Bring it
the
to,
proposal?
okay. Yeah, I'll make a motion. Yeah.
Second? Open for debate.
I think we need to make a legitimate effort to cut spending. We're raising our budget from last year. That's what the proposal is by about, if I remember correctly, by about $2 million. I would propose that we freeze the budget at what we have this year and see how we do. It may not be enough. We have to be able to adjust as things go along. But until we see that it's not enough, I think it's legitimate to assume that we've got some wasted money in there that can be eliminated. And until we put some pressure on, it's not going to happen.
Jason.
I don't think even with that, it'll be enough. I can't believe I'm in this position to advertise raising taxes, but I did want to challenge perspective. For many of us, we want to protect the private property owners. And I get that. These are people who live in my region as well. My concern is that by refusing to do this today, we're really on the cusp. And what I understand of receivership, Harrisburg will appoint a receiver. If we deplete the general fund, we are reduced to an advisory board, or this board is, and they don't have the authority to necessarily raise taxes directly. It still goes through the board, but they can appeal to the court. And the court, I believe, will likely side with them. And in the meanwhile, all the collateral damage that will happen to the district as the receiver does what they are tasked to do by the state. We don't have the luxury of going into bankruptcy, if you will, as a business. This is a public institution here to provide public education. And that's mandated by law. That's gone through an elected assembly and signed by an elected governor. So I understand we don't want to put more pressure on it, but I challenge that if we don't buy ourselves more time, the pressure will come and it will be much worse, and there's going to be a lot more collateral damage associated with it. So I understand the proposal will be 0% tax increase, but I feel it probably might need to be 3.5% increase. That is where I stand. There's other topics I'd like to get into, but I was given information for concerning this, but for now, that is where maybe the budget freeze is also appropriate. I'm torn on that one, Bill, because I understand inflation's gone up and costs have gone up and the school is seeing that. But that might also necessarily be appropriate. It'd be nice if we can give ourselves a year's time with this board as we learn, if we can show the public there's a concentrated effort to, provide transparency, to show that we are trying to negotiate these things. We're trying to work with administration. And also explaining that, look, we are working on this. I think, and I hope that the public will be understanding, but at the same time also recognize that there is something in the works here that we'd like to do. We'll get on to other topics later, but that's where I stand.
Okay, thank you very much. Nick, yes, please.
So if we go with no tax increase, we're looking at the year 27 and 28 were $133,000 in the hole. I don't want to put any more burden on our taxpayers than anyone else, but even our smallest, we have a 0.88 increase. That's at least keeping us in the positive for one extra year. So I hate to do that with not making every cut possible, because why is it anyone else's responsibility? If we're not willing to make cuts, why should we have to hammer our taxpayers? So I still say we at least have to look at the 0.88% increase to at least give us that one extra year before we would go, like Jason said.
Okay, thank you.
Floor
is open. Oh, please, Rich.
I'm sorry. Now, as you know, we have plenty of examples around the state. I know there are folks that have already been online to see who's in trouble, and we have, and I sent out this to the board members, and it's just taking a look at Chester Upland in Philadelphia. Even though it's a you know, it's a larger place and they have some assets. We are relatively close to that situation as far as the things that have happened beforehand without going into all that.
Sure.
So, they've been in receivership for so many years. And right now they don't see their way out of it. They're still being managed, as you say. So in the region here, we're all in trouble because of the mandates and those kinds of things. We just happen to be leading the pack, it seems, in the indicators that will put us in receivership. But we have a few years, like Roger's saying here, to do something about that. I don't think unless we do what Jason's saying, we'll be right back, and you guys have heard me say this before, we'll be right back doing this again next year in the same spot. It's really, really not an easy call, but we're that close to the edge that we've got to do something much stronger. I'm on fixed income, but you know, Kim and I, but I can't see any other way. And cutting, I'm not that far out of the classroom. I understand what you guys are talking about. And you see every day where those cuts have already hit. And we're like into the bone, not to the bone. And we're not ignorant of that here. I'll tell you, I'm impressed with everybody that's sitting around this as I've come to know them, but this is not something that we can patch. It's something that we have to really, like you're saying, Morton, you know, step up for. And I don't think there's a person here that doesn't have what it takes to do that. And I would be for the 3.5 to get us that year to do some of the other things that you're thinking about. And Chris has been looking at everything as close as he can, Dr. Baldino. I don't know how else to say it. I don't think we can do anything other than that for a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, please, next. The floor is open. Chris, you have the floor.
I understand what everybody's saying. And I've been beating my drum to what I feel is deaf ears. I hate hearing the word receivership. I hear it over and over and over.
Okay, well, okay.
There's one guaranteed way we're going to be in receivership. And that is if nobody's doing homework to try to see where we can save and stop spending. I agree there needs to be a freeze on spending. I, for one, will not vote for anything to cut more programs for the students. The students need those programs. These students are the ones that are going to be coming up and sitting here someday.
I hope so.
They're seeing what we're going with. But I'm not just going to sit here and do
Mm-hmm.
but I've been beaten, and you know it, my fingers to the bone, where we can make cuts that won't affect the kids and the teachers and whatnot. And I'm asking once again, for all the board members, we've made budgets for every single building. I'm asking all of you to dig into them. And at the next finance meeting, we have a chance to make a call to trim some stuff. There's a lot of things in the forefront coming up. Joni and several department leaders and I have been working hard on a budget.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just asking that we don't have to look at receivership if we all do some homework and dig in. Just to sit back and say I want to raise taxes and not do anything to try and curb it is the wrong answer. That's it.
So you're at what proposal, may I ask, for clarification?
I'm at 0%.
Okay, thank you. I'm just keeping tally. Thank you. Anyone else on the floor? Yes, please, Shelby.
I guess for the proposal, I'd have to say at least the 1.75. And for cutting, I agree, we need to cut a lot, but I don't think that it is our job personally to decide where the cuts are made. I think if somebody in the community or a staff member comes to us and specifically says something, then that's our time to look at it, but I don't think it is our job to be the decider. I feel like that's Dr. Redmond and his team's job.
Anyone else? Oh, we go around the floor once. John, are you able to unmute if you want to? I just need to know if you can unmute if you want to. Oh, no.
I was gonna say, I don't see him up there.
He's not up there anymore.
It was at the start of the discussion.
He was. Chris, is your phone on? Excuse us just a minute,
No,
please.
he's on. John.
Oh.
McEnroe.
There he is.
Oh, there he goes.
John, are you able to unmute? Because we're talking about an item. I just want to make sure if you're trying to unmute that you have a voice on the floor.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
There it is.
Okay, I just want to make sure that in case we're going around the table once and then we'll go around the table one more time, but everyone gets.
All right.
Okay.
Thing I like to say, I'm looking at both sides here, but I agree more with Chris. There's so much out there that we can be getting rid of to raise our money as opposed to taxes. I stand at 0%.
Thank you. Shall we move on, John? Are you finished?
Yep, go
Okay,
ahead.
thank you. Okay, we went around the floor once. We can go around the floor one more time to speak on the agenda item. Would anyone like to add anything else to the discussion that hasn't been mentioned?
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Again, this is a problem that everyone in this room faces at a different level. How much do you want to spend? How much do you have? How much do you make? We're the same thing. I sincerely and strongly believe we have to address both spending and revenue, income. Now, we are not a business. We can't sell anything. We can't do anything. We have one way of raising revenue, and that's increasing taxes, which is I find it as distasteful as probably most of you do. But sometimes you have to do things that are distasteful. I do have a real problem with saying I understand inflation, but I have a real problem with saying you can spend $2 million more this coming year than we spent this year. I think keep it at the same level. And frankly, I still haven't made a decision on how I'm going to vote on the taxes, but if we don't cut spending, I'm not sure I'm going to vote for any taxes, because why, you're rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. We're still going down if we don't do that. We don't have the full thing here. We just have this one, but my recollection from when I went through it before is if we don't raise taxes and we accept the $94 million for a budget, we will have a deficit of 3.6, almost $3.7 million, if I remember correctly. If we raise taxes to the maximum, the 3.5 mil increase, percentage millage increase that we can, we cut that, as I recall, to about $2.6 million. If we can trim off $1 million or $2 million on the spending side, we're getting down to close to a balanced budget, which is going to do a couple of things. It's going to put us in a little better shape economically. Whether it puts us in a better shape operationally, we'd have to wait and see. I admit, I'm not pretending that I know where it's going to go if we do that. but I think it's worth a try. If we don't, I'm fairly certain. Well, Miss Lynch presented something from a conversation that she had with someone at the Department of Education. We're on the radar screen already. If we don't do something to make things better, Harrisburg is taking us over. And I think Mr. Smith was being rather optimistic. He's much more optimistic than I am.
Nice.
Now you want to talk about reading legal gobbledygook. I spent many, many hours trying to go through all these things with receivership to find out what's going on. And clearly, there's some things. You're worried about teacher cutbacks? They can come in automatically and furlough people as long as there's not, the predicted class size isn't over 26. So we heard about 20 students in a class. They can come in and go to 26. Correctly, they cannot raise the taxes, but there's a provision in the law as I read it. And again, I'm not a lawyer, thank God. But the way I read it, it suggested that we basically sit here and do what we're told. That we can't do anything without the approval of the attorney, and we have to follow the receiver's recommendations. So basically, that means they come in and tell us what they want, and we're going to do it.
Okay.
And I agree with them either. If I'm wrong on that and they had to take it to the court, what's the chances that the court isn't going to ask for that when they see the economics?
So which percentage is, I'm keeping a tally here, please. Which percentage do you like or not like?
I don't know yet because I don't know. If we do not vote to reduce spending, I may vote for no taxes because why hurry it? If we reduce spending, I wouldn't go for an intermediate thing. Again, you're kidding yourself. We're still at a big deficit budget. I would go for the maximum, as painful as it's going to be. But sometimes, again, hey, as I've said before here, in my entire career, I operated on one ideal patient. I never had anything, there was always something I didn't like, but you had to do it to get the job done. So I think that's all I have to say right now.
Okay, we're going around the floor one more time for number 2. And anyone else would like to speak again? Yes. Chris, thank you.
We have to stop our spending. One thing that nobody on this board has thought about is we're getting tax increases every single day. Anytime a property gets a building permit, a new house is built, property sold, subdivided, all kinds of things, there's a new tax base right there. Every time somebody builds something or gets a building permit. So we're getting more taxes every year. I wish I knew the percent we're getting. But I tried to get a hold of a guy at the county and he's not been in.
Yeah,
But we should be able to see how much in property taxes came in last year or the year before and how much this year, because we all know there's houses, businesses and everything going up every year.
Okay.
But we get that money in and go, oh, we got a bunch of money. If we are not being efficient with what we're spending, then all that extra money coming in, we're blowing it.
Okay.
The other thing is our CTC department and Kurt Lynch is fantastic at getting the grants to more than probably half fund his own thing with the CTC.
Okay.
They don't want to hear that.
I've not heard of us getting grants in. I think we have enough staff members. We could get a staff member to start digging grants.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. The agenda item for tonight is,
Ma'am, I need to remind the board that last week, Joni, as Joni presented, we need you to pass this budget as you directed her with a 0% tax increase. If you want to change it in June, you can.
Mhm.
For her to get this
Right.
out in the public so the public can examine, provide the board feedback, we need you to vote on the thing you told her to do last week.
Mhm.
So please do that, and then
Thank
the
you.
board can change it in June.
yes,
Right.
that's
Cause
the
it has to be to PD.
yeah, that's the clarification. We're talking about the proposal that's on the agenda. So we've gone around the table twice
I
and
didn't.
you want one more?
I didn't get to it
Yeah,
the
please.
second time.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys know me, that I'd like to do things in a simple way. I don't see things as nearly as detailed as these guys do. But in all this, in the time that we've had to look at these examples, and I'm a big proponent of looking around for good models. So here's just a brief thing from the collapse of Chester Upland, to follow up on what these gentlemen are trying to explain. And the collapse of Chester Upland School District did not happen suddenly. It unfolded slowly, and that's, I think, what we're trying to get across here. Budget crisis became a staffing crisis. A staffing crisis became a morale crisis. A morale crisis became an enrollment crisis. And I know that's running around. None of you mentioned that tonight, but well, you kind of sort of did. A morale crisis became an enrollment crisis. An enrollment crisis became a political crisis. And eventually the state stepped in. Keystone Central is not Chester Upland. The poverty levels, demographics, and urban conditions are very different. However, several structural warning signs now appearing in KCSD resemble the early and middle stage patterns that pushed Chester Upland into financial recovery status and ultimately receivership. The critical difference is this KCSD still has time, and that's why you're hearing what these folks are saying. So the deep lesson for other school boards, for districts like Keystone Central, the others and others watching this story carefully, and our neighbors are, Chester Upland offers this. Warning 1, financial distress eventually becomes governance distress. We're feeling a little bit of that now. Warning 2, when boards lose public trust, outside control becomes politically easier. Warning 3, constant conflict weakens a district even before finances collapse. Warning 4, boards that only react to crises eventually lose the ability to shape the future. And that's our big concern. That's what Martin's talking about, Keta, Caitlin. And finally, warning 5, a divided community becomes vulnerable to external takeover models. And that's where the state steps in. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, Richard. Okay. All right, sorry, we're only gonna go around the table twice, please.
I got something to say in response to Dr.
No,
Redmond.
please. Please.
We already voted on this in the finance meeting. We just have to verify.
Okay. I'm gonna, if it's all right with the
Well,
board.
not vote, but we took a census.
Yeah.
The full board.
Chris, please. Is there something you would like to add, please? Yeah.
We made a consensus in the finance meeting to have Joni move forward with a 0% increase.
Yes.
Okay?
Mhm.
We need to vote that, yes. And then if we need to do more work between now and June and come up with different ideas, we have another chance to do that. We have another finance meeting coming up. Then we have to give a definite vote in June.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So we're all talking and that's good. We're conversing with each other. We need to vote. Are we proceeding with what we already told Joni as a consensus to do? We can't vote in a committee meeting, but we gave her a consensus.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes.
what we need to follow up on.
Thank you. Yes, it's on the agenda. We're discussing the proposal as presented. And I thank you all for your comments. We went a little bit deeper, but that's okay because this is a very important topic. I will say this. Our next finance committee, the whole meeting is May 26th at 3 p.m. Okay, I won't be in attendance. Chris is the chair. It's a open whole committee, means any of the board members can show up in person or Zoom. I know Chris has been working with Joni. They've been working very hard and administration to bring things down. There's some other ideas. So be that as it may, right now I am in favor of the proposal as it stands. So I'd like to close the floor for discussion.
Clarifying question.
Sure.
So we pass this as presented. We could create a new proposal at the.
You would be
treasurer's-
giving her a directive to make specific changes to the proposed budget.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor in a second to adopt the proposed 2026-2027 final general fund budget in the amount of $94,392,165 with a roll call vote, please.
Ms. Bohart,
Yes.
Mr. Shear,
Yeah.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Wykoff,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino.
No.
8 yeses, 1 no.
Thank you so much. Item I2 is bills for payment. Item I3 are checks for review. We do not vote on those items. Item I4, 2026-2027 bid awards. They were well versed during our work session. There's nothing new. I didn't see anything that, right? Now it's all the same. We have a motion on the floor to accept the bids as presented in action item I4.
Second.
Who's the first?
No,
Yeah.
she said we have a motion.
No,
on-
do we have, I'm sorry, do we have a
I'll make
motion?
a motion.
Yo, thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Open floor? No discussion. We have a motion on the floor to accept the bids as presented for the 2026-2027. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Shear,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Wykoff,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino.
Yes.
Ms. Bohart.
Yes.
9 members, yes.
Thank you. Now, unless you feel that there's something here controversial, to save time, we've spoken on these issues quite a bit. We have action item 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I move that we accept all of them en masse.
Okay.
Second.
We have motion on the floor and a second to accept action items 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If anyone would like to pull something, we have discussion time now.
I request that the board pull number 8 because there's a decision to be made about Keystone Agenda.
Okay, with motion on the floor, we pull number 8. Okay. Any discussion on those? Not number 8, but just what those numbers we mentioned. Okay, we have a motion on the floor and a second to accept with an amendment to remove 8. Motion on the floor with amendment 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yep.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Wykoff,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino.
Yes.
Ms. Bohart.
Yes.
Mr. Shear.
Yes.
9 members, yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, action item 8, PSBA membership. There is options here. Do we have a motion on the floor to accept the invoice as presented?
And in that case, just to clarify, as presented, it does include Keystone Agenda.
Yeah. Okay, yep.
All
To
right.
to make a motion and a second doesn't mean you agree with it. It just opens it up.
I'll make a motion
To approve, okay.
to approve it right now.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you. Floor is open for discussion, please, on the PSBA invoice and whether or not the board wants Keystone or Board Docs. You made.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're all familiar with board docs. And we know that that's kind of PSBA sliding away from it. I have a difficulty signing a contract, even though I know we're gonna have to, that they won't show us what the Keystone agenda is first for us to look at to know what we're buying. I did sit in for
Yeah.
an hour and a half one day, and Elizabeth was with us. We sat on a Zoom meeting. It was supposed to teach us about this. What it taught us was how the administration loads stuff onto it to be able to use it. It didn't say how anybody can look at it and find what they need. That's what we need to know. We don't make up what goes on agendas. We don't make up the rules and regulations with it. We need to know how it operates. That's my only concern I have with this.
Okay.
And I
Oh,
wish,
sorry.
I don't know if Dr. Redmond can push them to say, we went over this once before. We have to have something we can sit down and look at to see what we're buying.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you, Manny.
Is there a trial period that we can try and say, hey, this is not working for us?
Not so far, no.
It's like a contract.
Well, then
So-
at that point, I kind of agree with Chris because I like to try my pants on before I buy them. So,
It's possible, if I could interject, are you finished?
Yeah.
That we could, the board could choose to keep out the Keystone agenda for now and come back to that in June. PSBA is separating its contract with them at the end of June, so you can make that shift. Then Christine and I are working on trying to find the parent company, so we can give you that information, so we can kind of dig behind and try to find out a little bit more.
Okay.
No, we could amend the motion. Oh, please.
I mean, I love user manuals. That sounds weird, but I like reading those things. And I also specifically like to see some of the features, specifically whether it comes to document management, version management, even audit logs, as far as tracking, activities, et cetera. So if there's anything like that, I mean, I'm all for reading that. And if there needs to be a discussion with them, I can make myself available.
okay.
I have a couple questions. Dr. Redmond, am I remembering incorrectly? Did you have some experience with this, or?
I've seen this, it's a little bit different in every state. And so I've seen it in another state, and I've been racking my brains and going back through all of the districts I've had contact with in the last 5 or 6 years, trying to remember where I've seen this before. And so this is why I think it might be more useful to dig behind and find the parent company, so you can go straight to the source. But even today, I was picking around at many of the districts that I've interacted with for the last, like I said, 5 or 6 years. I can't find it.
The other part of my question was going to be, again, my recollection is you said if we decide to stick with board docs, it's going to cost us more money.
$2,700 approximately for board docs, as opposed to the $2,000 for Keystone Agenda.
Okay.
So,
Oh, wait, I'm so sorry. We're going around the table once. John, did you have anything?
Yes. The question I have, it might not pertain, but if we decide to switch to the new agenda program, PSBA agenda, how much and how much is it going to affect the public? Because the public reads a lot of the board docs, and if we're going to struggle learning it sitting around the table, is it going to be hard for the public so we don't get accused that keeping something or hiding something? How easy is it going to be for the public to pick up?
From my perspective, John, the program seems more intuitive, and so it seems to me the public would have more access and have an easier time finding things about board meetings and minutes and so forth than our current system.
Well, that would be great that would be great because I want community involvement as much as anybody does.
Okay. All right, thank you, John. Are you off the floor?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, we went through the floor once, everyone at one time, and you were the maker, so you can go for second twice. First.
I don't know if this would fly or not. But Dr. Redmond, we have our finance meeting coming up.
Mhm.
How hard would it be to get, since PSBA is the one pushing this, how hard would it be to get one of them, whether it's Zoom or come in person, talk to us about this?
We can ask.
I mean, we pay their fees, we belong to them. They should at least pony up and say, this is what it is, and maybe give us a demonstration.
That's a great idea.
We can try.
I mean,
We'll try. We'll reach
that's
out.
why we pay them.
Yep. Okay, all right. Second time around the floor. Yes, Jason. I thought you-
No, I was just
Oh, okay.
clarifying question. I mean, but if we basically table this for a month, we're still within our subscription time and time to make a decision.
Mhm.
So I suggest we table this.
The whole thing.
Well, again, we can we don't have to have both these things packaged together. You could renew the PSBA membership and then do Keystone Agenda next month.
Okay.
Or you could do both, whichever way you want to do it.
And then you can package it later.
It's kind of like an à la carte thing. You can do that Keystone Agenda
Then
separately later.
then I'll amend my motion and make it that we do this, but we hold off till we can find out what the Keystone Agenda is about.
So is that, just to clarify, are you saying you amend the motion to approve the PSBA membership and then do Keystone Agenda later?
Right.
Okay, motion. Yes, so moved. We have a motion on the floor to amend as presented. Approve the PSBA invoice for the 2026-2027. Hold the Keystone for the next work session agenda.
Yes.
Okay, any debate?
Second.
Second, yes, thank you so much. Open floor, closed floor, roll call vote, please, for the motion as presented.
Mr. Miller,
Are we voting on leaving it go until the next work session?
John, I'm so sorry, you're right, I will repeat the motion. The motion is amended to be to move the PSBA invoice and for approval while withholding the Keystone invoice for further discussion during the June work session.
Yes.
Or no? Okay, thank you. Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Wykoff,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino.
Yes.
Ms. Bohart,
Yes.
Mr. Shear,
Yes.
I didn't get asked.
Miss,
Oh, sorry.
sorry, Miss Lynch.
Yes.
Nine members, yes.
Sorry. Okay, we already did 9, 10, 11, and 12. Personnel. We have J1, personnel report as presented, nothing changed. Correct. Yeah. Do we have a motion on the floor to move as presented, personnel reports?
Motion.
Second? We have a motion on the floor to move as presented, second?
Second.
Any discussion? Open floor? Closed? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. J2, staffing study. With a recommendation of administration, the board of directors is requested to approve the staffing study as presented. Do I have a motion on the floor to accept the staffing study as presented?
This is to bring it to the floor for debate, right?
I'll motion it.
Yes, you don't have to agree or disagree. It's just to bring it to the floor. If you don't make a motion, it dies. If you make a motion, it opens it up to the floor for debate. We have a motion
I'll
on the
motion
floor.
it.
Thank you so much. We have a motion on the floor from John to move the staffing study as presented. Do we have a second?
I'll make a second.
Second. Thank you. Floor is open for today. Debate. We'll go around the table once, and then we'll go around the table twice. The maker has the option to always speak first. John, you have the floor first if you so choose.
As you all know, I am not overly happy with the staffing study, but I also know, and listening to everybody else and their comments and making the tough decisions, I don't see any other. I mean, there are some other things that we're going to talk about and we're going to go over, but it almost has to be accepted for now.
Okay. Thank you, John. Are you finished?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Floor is open. First round. Yes. Roger.
So between retirement, people resigning, all that, we have 19 positions already open. That just remains the 6 left to be furloughed, if that's the case. I just don't see the need right now to furlough the other 6 people. We already have 19 openings. Probably looking at a tax increase. A lot of wasteful spending throughout the whole district. I don't see the need to furlough the other 6 right now.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Yes, Manny?
I'm speaking tonight, both for myself and for those in the community who have been advised not to speak with the board, putting taxpayer individuals in a spot where they are scared to speak and talk about the problems that exist for fear of retaliation is not helping to find a solution. The problem we are facing in this district, the financial and educational issues in this district were present long before the board became elected. As a new board member, I see and hear about many issues facing our teachers and students today. There are no easy solutions, and frankly, I believe that even furloughing teachers and raising taxes is not enough to get out of a lot of the mess that we're in. Many of our classes are already crowded, and many of our students are down to bare bones teachers. Programs are being cut, and even the libraries have been closed or are only being monitored by assistants. Our kids deserve more than PSSA core classes. We need more electives and opportunities that keep kids wanting to come to school. Bullying continues to be an issue, and poor behavior continue to be rewarded, while kids who make good choices are left feeling discouraged. If more programs are cut and class sizes become larger, while cutting more teachers and support staff, why would parents continue to keep their kids in our schools when the charter and cyber school options have become more appealing? Meanwhile, we are paying outrageous amounts of money for schools that our kids are leaving us to go to, while offering no better education options if they stay. I will not be voting for the furloughs right now at all, because I feel that furloughing the teachers is a Band-Aid on the bullet wound and only will hurt the kids that we represent. One good example is my kid came home one time from the library with this book that was totally out of his league. He's 6, and he came home with the book, which is a great book, a series on unfortunate events. Great book. He can't read that. He doesn't understand any of it. There's no librarian to help him choose. There was no one there to really assist him in there was someone there watching the kids to make sure, things are right, but no one told him, hey, bud, you might want to pick something else. Hey, why don't you go pick that dinosaur book or something like that? We read him the book and we enjoyed it, but that's just an example of some of the things that, we keep taking, we take away from the kids. That's a small example, and I'm pretty sure he's going to survive in the future. But, those are the type of things that, if we take away from the kids, it's not helping them anything, And I also wanted to read something that someone sent us about this same topic. I don't know if I'll be able to get into all of it, but we are writing to respectfully urge you to vote against, this is the board, about, against approving the staffing study that recommends furloughing 6 district employees. We understand that Keystone Central School District is facing difficult financial challenges, including declining enrollment and budget pressure. However, reducing their numbers of employees who work directly with students is not the best solution. These 6 individuals are far more than positions on a spreadsheet. They are dedicated educators and professionals who build meaningful relationship with students, provide essential support, and contribute to the programs and services that help our school succeed. Teachers and staff are often the trusted adults who encourage struggling students, recognizing when a child needs additional help and creates connections that can have a lasting impact. When these positions are eliminated, students lose much more than instruction. They lose mentors, coaches, advocates, and stable relationships that are critical to their academic and personal growth. Before approving these furloughs, we ask that the board take a closer look at which positions are being eliminated and consider whether there are other ways to address the budget. If reducing is necessary, preserving the employees who work with students every day should remain at the highest priority. It is important to recognize that the staffing study was developed by administrators rather than by the classroom professionals who work directly with the students each day. Teachers and support staff understand firsthand that students need to succeed, and their voices should carry significant weight in decisions that will directly affect student learning. Where classroom teachers from different grade levels and programs invited to provide meaningful input to the study. And that's the one thing that I'm finding very difficult. And actually, it's vexing me very much so that there are teachers, there are people that would like to come talk, and for some reason, either admin or union are telling them, you can't go, or if you go, you can't speak on certain subjects. I would love to know who's saying that, because I would do everything in my power to get those people out of the places that they're in, because these teachers are taxpayers also, and they have a voice to come over here and talk about the things that are going wrong. And for anybody to suggest any of that stuff, you don't need a job here in the district. There's much more that person sent there, and obviously because of time, I'm not going to continue reading everything. But you got the idea and the gist of it.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're going around the floor once. First time, excuse me. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Yeah, man, you couldn't have been said any better. Thank you. For me, you all know I could talk, and there's lots of examples. Everybody knows that, but anything that happens as far as losing anybody's support staff and teachers, we all do this together, right? I say it, even though I'm retired, I still think I'm part of you. Furloughs are crippling, and they're crippling in ways that folks don't know, that don't understand, can't get what you're feeling right now, and what Abby felt last night when I walked up to say maybe goodbye, to someone that has done an incredible job for the music program, and others. But it's also the kids right now that have on their mind that they may be losing someone that they actually rely on. And there's folks you may have done this yourself when you were in school, but there's that teacher. I used to go to the band room. That was my place. And I got a call before I came over here. Someone says, hey, probably not going to have my job. And I said, are you kidding me? I didn't even know about that one. And well, he said, here's the thing. And I know that in this guy's class, at lunchtime, there are kids that come there just to have some space because they do have trouble being around some people in the lunchroom. There are others that come there and some have had a rough life, and they work for the guy, but they won't if he's not there. It's that critical, and you all everybody in here can think of someone like that. I can't support furloughs in any way because of what it does. It's, to me, it would be the absolute last ditch effort to save something, to do something like that. Sorry to put that back on the study, but it just, there's no way I could support anything like that because it is literally crippling when that happens, and it's devastating in so many ways. Nobody wants to really talk much about mental health, but man, oh man, it goes to this, just goes right to the heart of that. I think you understand what I'm saying. And for kids, that's the beginning of the end for many kids who are suicidal, depressed, and all the rest of that jazz. So I'll just end it there.
Thank you. Okay, we went around the floor once. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Jason.
Was a little late to this party, as I showed up in March. But I understand a lot of this began technically last year, and I followed some of the events. So I appreciate the amount of work that went into this. And I understand there was some start-stop pauses to this. I guess for what troubles me is the timing. Yes, this came up in March, but to Dr. Redmond had said then, if you are going to let a teacher go, it's only fair that you give them in a time and a season where they're most likely to find new employment. We're kind of cutting people potentially loose in a time where they're competing with college students. It doesn't really seem right to do that. I understand the study is really designed to make this as impartial and as unbiased as possible. And I understand this is going to be kind of amusing to some people in this room, but the original proposal, as I understood it in December, was to hire an independent group. And if this is to be pursued in any fashion, that's probably how it should have been pursued initially, because there does need to be a very strong appearance of unbiasedness. Even though this was done in a way that I think the math would stand for itself, but there is the accountability of a parent. So if this needs to be pursued, I would challenge, maybe we start the ball rolling now. We get I know we don't want to spend money, but we pursue the similar idea of what was presented in December. We get a full year's time, and maybe we expand the study a little bit. Maybe we change some of the parameters, but in that case, it gives a full year. We could have information submitted to us by December, and we could review it next year. We wouldn't be rushing in this manner. We wouldn't be up against the wall. It would be something where, again, you're in kind of that season where if there needs to be a change for a teacher or an administrator, or, they could make that transition. It would be more, I don't want to use the word polite, but it would be at least a due diligence on our part to do that. So that's where I stand.
Let me ask for a clarifier, Jason. Are you saying more of a comprehensive look, or you want to talk about it later in the committee? I'm not
I
putting you on
think
the
that would be
spot.
something we probably could pursue it in the finance committee.
Okay. Okay.
After this,
Okay.
I'm kind of, but as far as to me, on one hand, I'm saying, earlier something else, but now I still come down to, I'm troubled by the timing.
Okay.
I don't think this is appropriate timing. That's where I'm at.
All right. Thank you very much. Bill, you have your hand up, please.
Yeah. Obviously, this has become a very complicated issue. Now, Jason actually beat me to it here. We initially addressed this in the autumn, seeking an outside firm. That was rejected. Then it was asked that Dr. Redmond would organize one. Many people have been unhappy with that. Hearing from the community, I can see that clearly there's a lot of concern, and if their concerns are accurate, it's in conflict with some other things perhaps. I think that, on the other hand, I find it inconceivable that if with our enrollment having dropped by 500, over 500 students in 5 years, that this doesn't have some impact on staffing. I think that, I think it would be very wise for us to revisit the outside agency. And I'm talking about the one that we brought up in the fall or somebody similar, not the intermediate unit. I don't think that's going to be adequate.
Well, we can.
And I would not limit it just to staffing. I would, if you're going to bother to hire these people, I'd ask them to say, look at our finances, look at the whole thing, get an outside opinion on where we can save money, where we can, what our staffing situation is. It's going to cost us a few bucks, but at least for what we proposed in the fall, we've wasted more money than that since then. So we can do better. I'm concerned about something Mr. Rodriguez brought up. And I'm not contradicting you. I'm not questioning you, Manny. I'm just saying, I haven't heard from anybody, but if your people are here, if you're getting feedback from people that say they're being told not to offer their opinions, this is something we need to find out about, who's doing it. And especially if it's coming from within the administration, that's something, I hope you're right, Frank, you're shaking your head. No, I hope you're right. If it's coming from the administration, then we 9 need to address that. If it's coming from the union, there's not much we can do about that other than bring it out into the light of day. So my opinion is we should definitely revisit and not be stronger, not revisit. I think we should hire those people that we talked about in the fall to look at things and tell us if we have a staffing, if we're overstaffed, where if we're overstaffed, we can deal with it. And in addition, if they see any place where we could spend our money more wisely.
Okay. All right. Moving around the floor, any other additional comments on this?
I'd like to first say something.
Oh, yeah,
My
that's what we're
hand's been
still
up
going.
forever.
Yeah. Floor, Chris.
All right. We just found out today that they're talking furloughing 6 people. We just got that info today as board members. If we cannot do a study on the entire 533 employees we have, we're only going to go for teachers. There is absolutely no way I will vote for this. Like I said earlier, these kids out here rely on them teachers. Sometimes those kids get more support from a teacher than they do at home. I know a lot of them are coming to me, asking questions. I answer the best, easiest way I can. If we're not listening to our kids and our community, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. I want to say we're right at the 24-hour mark that I got a call last night that I know the people that are getting furloughed were already told they're getting furloughed depending on what we do tonight. I want to apologize to them people. I don't even know who they are. But I think the board owes them an apology because they should have not had to sit for the last 24 hours and tremble whether they're going to have a job after tonight or not. That is not right. And to you six or whoever it is, I myself apologize. I still don't know their names, who they are. And it should have never happened that way. The board should have had to vote on it first. So we knew what we were doing. With that said, we need to revamp this and do a study on everything, not just teachers and students. Our kids need the teachers. The board needs the teachers. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. One thing you have to think of also, next year is the end of the teacher's contract.
Right, okay, I'm so sorry. Please.
You gotta let me say what I gotta say. You can't cut me off.
No, I'm not cutting you off, just so we all understand, we have to stay with the agenda topic.
I am.
So, okay, the staffing study.
Next year, generally when a contract's coming to an end is where you get a lot of retirements, attrition, and everything else. I think we have a year that we can play and we can do a real study. Okay? That's all I got to say. I'm going to vote no on it. Absolutely.
All right,
The
thank
kids
you.
need us to stick up for them. The employees need us.
Thank you. You made a lot of sense and you make some good points. Thank you. You all did. All right, we can went around the room once. Does anyone want to go through the room twice?
Yes.
Okay, he had the maker first. Yes, John, please, you have the floor.
First, I wanted to thank Bill and Jason and Chris. You all made great, valid points. Everyone's looking, at this big budget and the spending and this, what we need to cut. The subject on the floor right now is furloughs. If we do, well, Dr. Edmond did the staffing study. If we're that six teachers over for say 6, I don't know, because we're down 500 kids, then we're down 500 kids. If we don't put a stop to it, or not stop, if we don't balance it right now, 5 years from now, we lose another 500 kids. We're going to be double overstaffed, double paying out, which it's not about the money. It's about the enrollment. But obviously, if our superintendent did a staffing study and he says that we are overstaffed, we have to stop it now, or 5 years from now, we're going to have double the problem.
Completed, John?
Yep, completed.
Thank you so much. Okay, number 2, yes.
Just a couple of things. I may be under a misapprehension, but I thought when you looked at the staffing, Dr. Redmond, you looked at total staffing, it was not limited to instructional staff.
That's correct.
That's what I thought. So this rumor about it being focused on the teachers is simply incorrect.
Good clarifier.
As for John's comment on if you look at the enrollments, some of it can be accounted for by the cyber schools, but a lot of it can't be, which suggests to me that we've got out migration in the area. And that's hard for us to do anything about, I just reiterate my I think we should get more data. My mind has been changed tonight. I mean, I don't lack confidence in Dr. Redmond's study. I think he's a sincere guy. He does, he does hard work, and he did it, and it's his opinions. But hearing from these people here, I'm wondering if we need another viewpoint, another set of eyes looking from a different angle. So I would urge those of you that were adamant about not voting in the fall for the outside agency to look at this, that you reconsider in the future here.
Okay, thank you. Round two, yes, Rich, please.
Very, very briefly, this step would be very significant in halting this kind of thing that I was talking about earlier, going in the direction of the receivership. Is getting the big picture will do just those things. It'll actually slow that process down. So it's
That's a good point.
very important. Yeah, move.
Very good. Last time, round two. Okay, if I may take the floor, please, as the final comment, I appreciate it. First, I want to thank all the individuals, the administration, Dr. Redmond, for taking on this challenge. I will say this, lesson learned in my book. It appears that if the former personnel committee would have maybe met quarterly and maybe worked with administration and enrollment, and they did sort of a checkup, like, how are we doing this quarter? Okay. Now, if that would have been happening 10 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, I think it would have been right sized incrementally if needed. So right now we're stuck with the downing enrollment, and that did not happen. It's not your fault. It's no one's fault here at the table. Okay. So that didn't happen. So lesson learned. I would like the personnel committee to consider the chair and the future chairs that maybe biannually or quarterly, a check-in with administration. How is the balance? For right now, though, I have been a huge proponent, and I'm very happy to hear these conversations about looking at the district in a holistic manner. Funds, income, exports, everything. Holistically. Now, I like the idea of bringing it to a committee, opening up the conversation, and I really think it's going to go somewhere. Good point. Deeply appreciated. So, given all of those issues, yes, when I talked to the Department of Education secretary back in March, she said, this is her opinion looking at our books real fast. We have 2 years to right size. Now that is a holistic opinion. So bottom line, I'm not going to support this evening because I like data. I want to see a larger picture. I want that discussion to happen in the future. I'm excited because we can and we will do better. And your team did a hard work. We appreciate it. But I like the option of a holistic viewpoint from a third party. And that conversation hasn't happened since I've been on the board. So we have a motion on the floor to accept the staffing study as proposed. It has been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Rodriguez,
No.
Mr. Scott,
No.
Mr. Smith,
No.
Mr. Wyckoff,
No.
Dr. Baldino,
No.
Ms. Bohart,
No.
Mr. Shear,
No.
Ms. Lynch,
No.
Mr. Miller.
Yes.
1 yes and 8 no's.
Thank you very much. We have action item J3, cafeteria managed job description. With the That was very kind. You worked very hard. Thanks. We are here for you. We're not giving up. We work harder when we're pushed up against the wall. Thank you. All right, we have J3 cafeteria managed job description. We have it is recommended to move the cafeteria manager draft position as presented. Do we have a motion, please?
Motion to move 3 and 4.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to move action item 3 and 4. Thank you very much. Open floor discussion? Any discussion? Floor closed. We have a motion on the floor to move action item 3 and 4 as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. We have the curricular, co-curricular, K 1, 2, 3, 4.
Motion to approve all.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor to move action item K 1, 2, 3, 4. Floor is open for debate. Floor is closed. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Action item L 1, 2. We have action item 1, MOU, Administrative Liaison, CCESPA as presented. We have a motion on the
I
floor,
move to approve L in total.
L 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, to move L 1 and 2 on the floor. Any debate, discussion, floor is open. Floor is closed. Oh, sorry.
This is to alleviate the Act 93 position.
Not alleviate.
This one?
No, so the first one was about, number one is, an MOU to allow, sort of back up, again, we did, a unit clarification.
Right.
With the Secretaries Union. And to show that, what is the job duties that are currently in Act 93 should be moved into the Secretaries Union, but there's a person who's in that position right now who's been working under the Act 93 agreement for years.
Right.
So we created an agreement to allow her to finish until she retires at the end of this school year to stay with the Act 93 pay and benefits.
Right. And those duties are gonna be dished out.
Well, that's not part of this MOU. This part of the MOU just allows her to stay in the.
Okay,
to receive
okay,
pay and
that's what I wanted
benefits.
to make sure, because I know there's a lot of confusion on it.
Yeah, it is confusing if you don't, you're right, good point. Anyone else on the floor? Okay, floor is closed, thank you. We have a motion on the floor to move L 1 and 2 as presented. May I have, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. We have a future meeting coming up. The next one is not the first Thursday of June, it's the second Thursday of June, June 11th. I will make an announcement. We're going to have a short executive session after the end of this meeting. Does the board have anything else to comment on before we close?
I got something real quick.
Yes, sir.
I love the fact that I see so much red here, but I do wish that I would see a little bit more blue and white here also. Oh, there you go.
But it's not official.
But also people from the community, besides, everybody else, other taxpayers, other people coming out and voicing their opinions. We need to see this every meeting, not just some of the important meetings. Every meeting, we need more people out here because we are just one person, individual for everybody. So there's only so much I can do. There's only so much Chris can do. There's only so much Shelby can do and everybody else. You guys are eyes and ears. We are your blowhorns. You speak through us. So please, more and more people, if you're listening, tell people to come to the next meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, please, go ahead. Why not?
I didn't want to say it earlier because it didn't go with what we were talking about. But Manny made the comment about people being afraid to come to us. I have heard that over and over and over. And I will take anybody's back that has something to say. And they're told you can't go to them or you're afraid of repercussions. That has been an ongoing thing I've been told for years. It's not Dr. Redmond's fault, not anybody here, but I'm told it's gone on for years. And I will say this, it's over. There's not going to be repercussion for doing the safe to say. There's not going to be a repercussion for doing a whistleblower. If there is, why do we even have them programs? That is to protect our staff and students. And this board, I hope, will back me when I say, well, that's done. Things have got to change. We have to be, even though we fight and argue amongst ourselves, we all have to be a team.
We are.
From the students to the parents, to you folks,
to teachers,
to the security, to the board. We all have to be one.
Mm,
That's
yeah.
the only way we're gonna pull out anything we're in.
Okay,
That's it.
good point. Thank you very much. Motion to
For
adjourn.
adjournment.
Oh, so sorry.
No,
I'm sorry. Rich, please. I'm
Don't
sorry.
just thanks kids for being here tonight. I
Yep.
know you're all feeling better about this. I was watching a couple of you here that were wiping some tears earlier. So go back and tell your friends. This is awesome, but seeing you guys here, you know, you come here and you've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm sorry, Bill, but.
In no particular order.
No, but thank you so much, because you being here
Does
actually
matter.
really does make a difference.
Does matter.
All right,
Mhm.
so thank you, yeah.
Absolutely does.
Safe trip home.
Good point. Adjournment. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll let you know.